So the first one is perd.
Oh, okay.
That's a surprise actually.
Oh
So,
wait, we don't have to draw a picture?
I feel
We
If you want to.
draw a picture?
it makes it fun.
Hello.
I don't.
I know some about it. Sometimes when I'm traveling, some people will hear me speak Dutch and then they will come up to me and be like, oh yeah, I can speak Dutch as well. And it turns out they're from South Africa, so yeah.
I know that Afrikaans is a derivative of Dutch. It was brought to South Africa due to colonization, and that's all I know.
I really know nothing actually. Like I've heard that there's Dutch people in South Africa. I have one South African friend, but she doesn't talk about Afrikaans.
Yeah, but there is quite a lot of people in South Africa that can't really speak Afrikaans, especially in Cape Town.
She's from Cape Town.
So there's some places that don't really speak Afrikaans, only English.
I think I can understand, yeah.
You definitely
Yeah.
don't understand, yeah.
I think I'd be able to understand some of it. It might be a little bit harder to understand than like regular Dutch because I've been to the Netherlands so many times, but
I feel like I could understand some words if they also speak a lot of English in South Africa. So I
Yeah.
feel like some things would be mixtures.
So now, I'm gonna say a few words, and you're basically gonna have to like guess what it is, what it means.
Okay.
So the first one is perd.
Okay.
So can you reveal your answers?
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a surprise actually.
Oh
So
wait, we don't have to draw a picture?
I feel
If you want
Draw
to.
a picture?
it makes it fun. It makes it fun.
It's cute though.
Yeah,
but we all
yeah.
drew something.
We
so
all
that's-
do something.
So why did you?
Actually, the interesting thing is, like at first I didn't really know, but your pronunciation gave it away. Not because it's similar to normal Dutch, but because it's similar to my dialect. So I'm from the north of Groningen and we say peert, but in normal Dutch we say paard. So the way you pronounced it, I was like, oh, okay, I got it.
And for me, it was easy to just take the F away. So in German, we say Pferd.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how did you get it?
I had no idea what it could be, and it just sounded like herd to me.
Wow.
So that's what I.
But it's going to the same direction.
Right?
So
Yeah.
that's
Right?
cool.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so the answer is horse. Everyone got it. Yeah. Lovely. Next word is sis.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's C?
Because at first I actually thought it was the number 3, and then I changed my mind. I thought, oh, maybe it's like similar to English for a different word, and not similar to a European language for a number.
Well, for me, I was just thinking that mostly, like short words are words that have been used for a long, long time, right? So like numbers have short letters, and so I was like, well, what sounds like ses? And then I was like, in German we say sechs, and it sounds very similar. And yeah, so
First I was actually, do I not know this? I was a little bit unsure. But then, yeah, in Dutch it's just with a Z, zes.
Oh.
So it seemed likely that it was gonna be 6.
So the answer is 6.
yay!
The next word is swart.
It's so easy.
Thought so. So, why did you choose your answers?
I genuinely had no idea what this could be, so I just picked a word in English that sounded similar.
Yeah, in German we say schwarz, so it just sounds very similar.
Same thing, in Dutch we say zwart. Again, just change the S to a Z. So
And the answer is black. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce myself. Hi, ek is Zeno van Suid-Afrika. Ek woon nou in Korea vir 16 jaar. Ek is in die kunstbesigheid en ek is onlangs verloof. Ek het onlangs verloof geraak met 'n Suid-Koreaanse vroumens in die Kaap. Dankie. Okay, so now can you basically explain to me what I said?
Okay, I don't know anything about the middle of what you said. I only got the beginning and the end. So I think you said you're from South Africa, You've been in Korea for 16 years?
Oh,
So I was gonna write 6, but I was like,
Yeah.
that's not what I learned earlier.
yeah.
And then I heard thank you at the end.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Did some good pointers there. Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying at the beginning you're from South Africa and that you're 20 years old? Only 20? No, that makes no sense.
So if I shave, maybe.
Oh, okay. Anyways, but yeah, 16 years in Korea.
Yes.
And then I heard like something about securitans, like security or something.
Yeah.
Like you work in security or something. No. Anyways, and then in the end you said thank you.
For me, it was mostly I could understand very easily. Like, but then you said something that I actually didn't get. It was the same thing. I didn't understand that part. Like the sukuri, I wasn't sure. I also thought maybe it was about work, but I just put a question mark because I didn't know. But I did get that you recently got engaged, so congratulations.
That was a tricky one. Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
congratulations.
So I basically said, hi, I'm Zeno. I'm from South Africa. I've been living in Korea for 16 years, which I thought about when I was actually 17. I work in the art business.
Okay.
You
I
did say
actually-
something with art.
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
you
yeah.
said that, but
Yeah.
then I thought I heard something else. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. You said something, and then I was like, oh wait, did he just correct himself? And so I was confused, but I did hear something about art.
Yeah.
Kunst, yeah.
Yes.
Kunst
Yeah.
in German, yeah.
And what else did I say? And yes, I got engaged recently in Cape Town.
Ooh.
And thank you. Now, I'm going to talk about like what I do in my free time. So in my vrije tijd hou ik van uitgaan ik hou van muziek. So ik hou van concerten en partijen. So ja, ik is maar baie daar buiten. Ik weet niet of dit zin maakt, maar ja, ik hou van met mensen uitdangen en een goede tijd heeft. Ik hou van braai. Don't buy from braai. What do you think I said? Okay.
I'm sorry, I wrote a whole novel.
Can you guys explain?
Well, you were talking about like what you like to do in your free time, and then you mentioned that you like going out. And then you were like thinking about it for a second, and you said, "Oh well, I like music, going to concerts, parties." Yeah, but you used a word where I was a little bit unsure if you actually meant parties. So I think you said partijen, but in Dutch we don't use that as parties. We say feestjes. So
Like fest.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of like that. If you say partijen in Dutch, it sounds very fancy. Like you're going to some, like, I don't know, like a country club thing.
Oh.
So I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought, with the mix of languages, you probably meant.
Because like in German, Partei is like a party of a democratic party. for instance.
Yeah, similar.
Then you said like you like having fun, being with people, around people, having a good time. Then at the end you said something I didn't get, and then you said thank you.
Yeah, you said danke.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danke.
Yeah. I only wrote down free time and concerts and parties, and then he said, yeah, at the end, thank you, which sounded very German this time, yes.
The only thing I got was music and concerts.
Music.
The ones that sound the most like English, I can guess.
Yeah, I think it's just different accents. Okay, so basically I said yes, in my free time I like to listen to music, go to concerts, party, especially, and honestly, yeah, mostly about just being around people. I'm a very social person. I didn't add that, but I'm just saying. And yeah, just mainly about like that I like to hang out with people.
That was also really interesting because I thought words would be more similar between you and me, but I felt when you actually spoke a sentence, I could understand you better than words by themselves.
It's quite interesting. It could be because I'm from Cape Town, when we always like mix Afrikaans and English. That's why like for me saying a full long South African sentence is kind of difficult sometimes. Because like for party we would just say party. For concert we would just say concert.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah. So maybe that's why I could have maybe made some mistake. But yeah, it's quite interesting that everyone understood what I said.
But even though I mostly got all the things that you were talking about, it's still, I did have to pay attention to you to really get it, because even though it's similar and most of the words are mostly the same,
Yeah.
it's still quite different. Like even just like because I think you said more like ikke. Yeah, it seemed like a little bit longer than how we say it in Dutch. So I did have to pay attention, like, okay, is he saying this? And like with the partijen, the parties had to like think, okay, is he meaning this?
Yeah. I think if I would have seen like a written down version of what you said, it would have been much easier for me because I know quite a lot of languages, and so it would have been way easier. But because you were talking so fast, it was hard to make out words. But like earlier, it was easy for me to understand each one of them.
Yeah, generally, yeah.
So today we tried to guess Afrikaans language.
If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe.
We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.